Hello and welcome to episode 19 of Minecraft Through the Spyglass, the Let's Play survival series that plays through most of the updates of Minecraft. In last episode we finished up the trading hall for villagers, and in this episode we should be able to move all of those villagers in. So sit back and relax as we play some old school Minecraft. So you might be wondering why I am traveling on a minecart across all of these sections and seemingly into nowhere, and that is because it's the only way to transport villagers right now. They cannot go through nether portals, so instead we have to track them all the way through to where we need them using a rail. So currently I'm headed over to the villagers, and once we get there I will let you guys know what we're going to do with them. So here we are pulling up to the desert village that I have located. It's basically the closest one to where we need the villagers to end up at. It's not in the 1.3 section, unfortunately, but that's okay because we will make it work. We'll make do. I figured whenever we need to clear chunks, we'll just keep this chunk loaded. We won't destroy it, but here we are over at the village, and there is one specific villager in here that is already ready to be put into the trading hall, and it is this one because it trades Eye of Enders for emeralds. Now in later updates, this is not a trade that you can get. This will be our first unobtainable for 1.3, and we will be moving this guy using the rails like I said, and hopefully all goes well. I do think there's one part that's messed up here, so we'll have to fix that once we go up. I might actually do that before we send him just in case it is messed up, that way we don't lose him. But we'll send him through, we'll put him in a slot, and then I'll need 3 other villagers to make a villager breeder. We'll put that at the top of the trading hall, that way it makes it easy to transport the villagers into their designated slots. It's surprisingly easy to breed villagers in this version, so I kind of want to try and get all of them that I need before we update to versions that will change the breeding mechanics of villagers. But super exciting stuff, should be pretty easy, surprisingly a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So I know I said I wanted to move that Eye of Ender villager trader first, but I've actually changed my mind because he will be going in the trading hall, and the first 3 that we need will be going above the trading hall. So I want to get the breeder set up before we get villagers moving. So in order to do that, I think what I'm going to do is just cut off villagers as I need them, and then put them in the cart. And of course I got the wrong one. And of course he is the one that trades Eye of Enders. So actually let's try and make this a little longer here. Put it down. See if we can grab one of these guys. There we go. This guy doesn't have a specific trade that I need. Then I'm going to break this block and then place one down, push him, place one down and follow him. And then I do believe I fixed the problem, but we'll have to, I guess, just find out when we get there. And I hope that I have everything set up properly at the temple. I'm pretty sure I double checked it before I left, but we'll find out. Oh. Alright, so there is an issue. Look at him running inside of the cart. That's crazy looking. There is an issue here, so what I'm going to do is break mine. Hopefully stop this guy. And I couldn't stop him. So now I'm just going to follow him back, sleep, try and fix the problem, reassess. Alright, so I think my plan is just going to be to take some powered rail from other parts and place them on the ramp where we couldn't make it up. And then also I might space them out on the ramp itself. One thing that is making this kind of difficult is that if I ride through it and I can make it all the way up, it doesn't mean that a villager can. So I'm having to use the villagers to test it. So it's kind of frustrating, kind of hard to tell what I'm doing wrong. So I'm just going to add 2 here, and then maybe like 1 right here, and then I'll add 1 more to that beginning one as well, maybe right here. And then I'll go through it to make sure that it works for me, because if it can't work for me, it can't work for a villager. Okay, so I need to change something here, so let's maybe move this one back down. If I really wanted to fix this quickly, I would just go get more powered rail and make the whole section a powered rail, but I don't have a lot of gold, so... Well, it looks like I might need to do that anyway, so let me go get some gold, fix this, and make it basically all powered rail, and then we should be good to go. So while this is happening, I just want to show you guys, for some reason in this version, whenever you die multiple times and respawn at your bed, or if you close the game and reopen it, it duplicates any of the animals that you have sat around you. So I did run out of gold, so I was down strip mining, got some gold. What I've been doing is every time that I do spawn like this, I come in the temple and I simply set them inside of here. As you can see, we have accumulated quite a few animals. Now the reason I haven't just gotten rid of them, we'll say, is because I'm not sure if these are actually real entities. I assume they are, but there is a chance that the coding is just messing up, and when we update, they will all just disappear. So for now, all I do is sit them in the temple and just kind of see how many we can get. Now this is not a good solution because, as you know, this is our villager temple, so there's already going to be quite a few entities inside of this building without the animals. But it's a problem for myself later. I think the worst part about this is that even though I have sat all of these guys now, for some reason another bug is whenever I die or respawn or reload the world, they will end up standing like this. And then I think that's part of the problem as to why they end up teleporting to wherever I die at or take damage at. Or sometimes it's just whenever I load into the chunk, they spawn wherever I load in at. It's a big hassle. And I'm hoping that once we update to a different version, obviously it'll stop, but for now, it doesn't. So we've just been duplicating the animals, and we have quite an army of ocelots and dogs. And when I say this is all the gold I have, I mean this is literally all the gold I have. And that's because every time that I collect any gold, I usually turn it into nuggets to make golden apples, because eventually this recipe will be removed from the game. So I'm trying to make as many gold apples as I can before that feature is removed. So that is the main reason that I'm mining for gold. It's not actually because I don't have any, it's because I've been using it. I'm pretty sure 18 should be more than enough, so that leaves us with 4 pieces of gold to use for anything else. Big spender. Alright, so we are making our way to the problem area finally, and I'm quite literally just going to add them basically as much as I can, but mostly to these sections that have only 1 or 2 powered rails, and this ensures that we make it all the way to the top of the hill along with the villager. This task has turned out to be a lot more annoying than expected. I thought I was ready to go, I thought I had everything figured out, but I guess that's just Minecraft. And actually I can make the entire thing into a powered rail, it looks like. What are the odds of that? That is actually really surprising. I didn't think that was going to happen. Okay, now let's get ourselves to the village and then try to move the villager once more. Now that I'm back here, I am noticing that either A, the zombies are getting to my villagers and killing them, or B, they don't stay inside of the minecarts, which is odd. But let me get this guy going and then let me follow behind him, and this should be the final test. We should be good after this. He should make it all the way to the top of the trading hall, and I do have everything set up ready to go there as well. So essentially how this farm works, I watched a Doc M7 video to learn this. What happens is there are 2 villagers down here, so there'll be this one and another one, and then there's 1 villager up top there, and the villager up top will be in a room with a ton of doors. And basically the doors is what counts for the mob cap for villages as opposed to the beds that we are normally used to. So I'm going to go ahead and get these last 3 in place, and then I will check back in. It's getting so out of hand. They're literally, I don't even know how they're dying right now. Because entity cramming shouldn't be a thing yet, I don't think. Listen to the amount of feet And this is just because I reloaded the world. This has nothing, there's no way I can stop this. And something's happening with the meows too. I think after we get this villager put up and into place, we're gonna go ahead and jump to another version. There's just so many. It literally looks like they're duplicating as I move. I think I need to do something. So I've randomly gained quite a bit of XP and have also simultaneously fixed the issue with how many pets we had. Don't ask me how, and I won't tell you. After that fiasco, we have everything in place now. I just need to put in this glass and then break down this stuff. Wow, that door sound is annoying. But as you can see, it is already working. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We started with 2, and it took absolutely no time for these guys to spawn in, which is crazy. So now what my plan is on the gray stone side, I will be taking some railing, making a rail go down all of these stairs and into the sections that hold the villagers, the pods, I guess you could call them, just like this. Thankfully, this is at the top, so we shouldn't need any power rail for this, but we are going to need some more regular rails, it looks like. But this will just lead down into here, which then we'll knock out one of these and then just start putting them in these slots. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'm gonna collect probably quite a few of the Eye of Ender traders. Now I'm gonna get work on that and I'll come back once that's done. After spending about an entire day just playing with the villagers and breeding up some and picking and sorting through them, I also looked up a villager trade chart for 1.3 to see what all trades were available. And from what I can gather, they work very different than how they work in modern day. Their trades are just not the same. So their base trade is as you would expect, but then their second tier trades aren't like necessarily better trades, they're just different. So the chart didn't really tell me much. It basically says there's a blacksmith, a farmer, a butcher, a librarian, and a priest. So I kind of just got ones that I thought were good. So we have a coal trader, a raw pork chop because we do have we have the pig farm. This is just nice because it gives us cooked chicken and then also wheat. So I kind of filled up this level with like important ones. Obviously the Eye of Ender trader is somewhere up here. And then for the second layer, I just filled it with whatever villagers were bred at the time, nothing specific. So these are all kind of just open traders all throughout here. And for some reason in this version, not only did the cats spawn when you respawn and that bug happen, but also for some reason like chunks just don't save. So these were all filled with villagers, but for some reason they are emptied now. So I just kind of left them open for in case later if I want to put more in there. Let's say that 12W21A and B are both pretty bug heavy, so I'm trying to get out of this version pretty quickly. I have one more thing to show and we'll probably end the episode, and then in the next episode we can go ahead and jump to a higher version and hopefully get rid of some of these bugs. Alright, so here we are over at the Unobtainable Museum. We still have void fog, so it's kind of hard to see down here, but in this block here we have the unobtainable trader here, so he's just gonna sit in this block until I get more of this area carved out and some glass down here, because I really don't want to have a zombie spawn and kill him, so I'm keeping him pretty much protected until we can do something about that. And there's 2 more unobtainables that I do want to show you guys, and unfortunately I don't know how these work. I could try and sound smart and lie, but I don't know why these work or what's happening. I assume it's something to do with the fact that the pistons don't work as they should with the redstone torch. But if we put a piston like this with a dirt block on top and place a torch, you'll notice that the piston doesn't extend. Now normally it would, but it's almost as if this block is blocking the redstone signal from getting to the piston. Now if I place a block at the front of the piston, it does an update, which tells the piston that it should be powered by this redstone. Whenever I place this piston in front of it, it does something odd and it makes a 6-sided piston. And the 6-sided piston is actually pretty stable. You can break blocks around it, and I think you can even place blocks next to it, and it shouldn't break, but it is an invalid data value, I believe. I'm pretty sure this is a data value of 7. In one of the versions later on, I think it's somewhere in 1.13, all invalid data values do get reset. These are one of the unobtainables that probably won't be able to stay, but I'll put them down here anyways. You can also do it with a sticky piston, which is what I'm doing now. So we'll leave these here. Like I said, I don't think they'll last. I think eventually they'll just be turned into normal pistons again. You also have our floating water source here. So with that, I think we're going to end the episode here. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.